One of the most prominent features of Gnosticism is its belief in the Demiurge, a lesser divine being or creator god who is responsible for the creation of the material world. The Demiurge is often depicted as ignorant, flawed, and malevolent, with a distorted view of the divine realm. The Demiurge traps the divine spark or soul of humans in the physical world, preventing them from attaining true knowledge, gnosis, and returning to the spiritual realms of the true, unknowable God. In Gnostic cosmology, the God of the Old Testament, often identified as Yahweh, is typically equated with the Demiurge, the creator god of the material world who is seen as a tyrant or a false god. This belief is rooted in the idea that Yahweh is depicted in the Old Testament as a god who is concerned with law, punishment, and domination, rather than with spiritual enlightenment and liberation. For instance, in the Gnostic text, On the Origin of the World, part of the Nag Hammadi library, Yahweh is portrayed as the blind, ignorant God who creates the world but is unaware of the higher divine realm. He creates the material world in an attempt to keep the soul trapped within it, preventing humanity from achieving gnosis or spiritual awakening.
You see, people talk about the conflict of the God of the Old Testament versus the God of the New Testament, and the plagues and all these other things that happened at Yahweh's request, and it just doesn't seem to add up. Well, I guess this perspective or this view, it makes more sense. Now, again, this is just comparatively, right? Like to some of these traditional religions or traditional texts, like you could dismiss those altogether, and oftentimes I do. So I'm not saying that just by comparison, because this makes more sense, that this is the right thing. I'm not saying that, but there are parts of this idea that do make sense when you just look around at the world and really take a glance at everything that's happening right now. We're in the midst of a war. There's just constant destruction and killing and lies and manipulation that happen on the regular. Like, can that be undone, or is this literally baked into the framework of this material world? And hence our ideas of fixing everything or having a golden era of enlightenment is basically impossible within the physical realm. We have to transcend the physical realm to really have unity.